All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday, October 26th. We got game number 2 of the World Series. Dodgers taking on the Yankees. I got 3 plays coming your way in today's video. One on the game, then we have 2 player props as well. All 3 of them being unders, which is interesting with 2 powerhouses like the Yankees and Dodgers. Speaking of powerhouses, in terms of last night, we did do our weird little thing, and I guess I feel good about it, but also, like, what was the point? But we took both teams over 3.5 total runs. It was my way of, I guess, mitigating the potential that one team goes off and one team doesn't. It did kind of do that, but the over in the total game hit. So I almost wish we just did what we said in yesterday's video and rolled with the over. But we took the Dodgers team total over 3.5. They cashed late, right? The Yankees looked okay, especially after that Stanton bomb. We also leaned Stanton over hits, runs, and RBIs. Didn't bet it ourselves. So I feel good. We had a good read on the game, but just got kind of weird with the plays. But Yankees team total over 3.5 does not come through. But like I said, 3 plays coming your way for game number 2. On the mound today is going to be Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I think I nailed that name pretty damn well. On the season, he's looked pretty good. 1.17 ERA at home. WHIP at home. His ERA is a 3 flat. But at home, he has a FIP of 2.84, expected FIP of 2.88. His average against does jump to 250, which should call for some concern here. But overall, his other numbers look pretty good. K rate is nice. His walk rate's down below 5%. We've seen him pitch okay, especially in that Dodgers game, I would say, right, to send them to the World Series. On the other side is going to be Carlos Rodon, 3.96 ERA on the season. On the road, he's kind of struggled. He's definitely been a home pitcher, but even him, he's looked okay through some of these playoff games as well. So I think we have some strong pitching on the mound today. In my first play, I'm going to roll with the Nerfy. I don't think that I'd like this if it wasn't for plus 102. So the fact that we're getting plus money on something that I think has a good chance to hit is definitely a huge thing. Here you have Rodon on one side. He's hit the Nerfy in terms of him pitching, at least in the games that he's pitching. He's hit it in 5 of his last 6 starts and in all 3 of his playoff starts, and actually in 4 straight to close out the year. He hit the Nerfy in that Pittsburgh start as well. Yamamoto on the other side here. He's been a little dodgy. Now, you could argue that his playoff starts have been against some harder offenses, right? Like Rodon went up against Kansas City. Their offense was terrible at that time. And then Cleveland, who, the Yankees just kind of dominated. Whereas Yamamoto pitched twice against the Padres, once against the Mets. So yes, his numbers don't look all that great, but if you kind of pull the camera back here and scope out for Lilies, he'll still hit the under in 6 of his 10 last starts here and in 62% of games on the season when he starts. When he starts at home, 58% of his starts on the year and 6 of his last 10 home starts. So I do like both pitchers to come out here and just get through the game. Now, I'm not saying this is a total under type of a game. We do have 2 player props that I'm taking unders as well. But I do think for one inning, just like we saw yesterday, these 2 pitchers can kind of be better than the offenses. I don't know how great that is long-term throughout the game, but give me the Nerfy for play number 1 here. Play number 2 is going to be a player prop here. Like I said, 2 more player props. But first, let me tell you about a great place to play player props. That is Sleeper Guys' 200% deposit match going on right now. How ridiculous is that? 200%, meaning you could deposit $100, right? Get $300 of playable balance, $50, get $150 of playable balance. Like, absolutely insane. You're pretty much 3 timesing your money in terms of what you deposit. And you're going to get a Luka square for tonight, 0.5 points. I think he hits that one. So go check out Sleeper Guys, an amazing place to play player props. You combine 2 or more into a slip, pick more or less based on their set projection. They also have alternate lines as well. The more you win, the more you get paid out. All of their payouts are dynamic as well. They don't follow a fixed payout structure like a lot of other apps out there. So go check out Sleeper Guys, that 200% deposit match. You only have a couple more days of that being available. It is a no-brainer. I'm telling you, I've used Sleeper for years. You will not regret it if you go sign up and deposit. That link is in the pinned comment as well as the description. Go get that deposit match and the Luka square. And if you want to throw these player props in there, be my guest. We're starting it off with Mookie Betts under 1.5 bases. Yes, the king of the bases is making his claim here in the World Series. It's been a while since me, the king of the bases, like you guys say. I've never called myself that. It's always been the comments. Is now making his return. I have not thrown out a bases prop in a while. Now, this is fairly juiced, minus 155 on Caesars, and we're only throwing a quarter unit on it, so yes, it's kind of like a wimpy move, but game 1, Mookie, 0 bases, right, and I like the matchup here. Against Rodon in the past, 13 plate appearances against, is a .083 average against, an on-base percentage of 154, slugging of 167, only 2 total bases overall. I think it was in 1 hit as well, and against a left-handed pitcher, his numbers look a little bit better, but his extra base hit percentage and his isolated power dropped significantly. So I like that. Mookie can go out there and hit a single, right? As long as that's all he does for the game, we should be chilling. Now, in terms of the pitch mix, we're going to get a lot of fastballs from Rodon. Mookie Betts has a 371 WOBA on the season. Well, against fastballs, that drops to a 366. He throws a lot of sliders as well. Mookie hits the sliders okay. The third pitch is the changeup, and he's going to only throw that 13 to 15% of the time, but Mookie against changeups, 222 WOBA. So I like the spot here for Mookie to struggle again. He can go out there and have one hit for one single, and we could still cash, and he can get on base. He could score runs, RBI, all that stuff. This is bases, not hit, run, and RBIs. But speaking of hits, runs, and RBIs, I'm also fading another Dodger here. Teoscar Hernandez, under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Now, this is coming down to the matchup again. In game number 1, he had 1 hit, but overall, I like this spot. Now, he's been good throughout the playoffs, but very spotty. He crushed against San Diego, but he only had 2 runs in that Mets series until game number 6 or game number 5 in which he went off, right? So he was cold, and then he went right back to form in game number 1 of this series. Like Mookie, he struggled against Rodon so far in his career. 9 plate appearances against, 111 average, 111 on base percentage, striking out 1/3 of the time, so 3 strikeouts through 9 plate appearances. And then when it comes to the pitch mix, we talked about a fastball, slider, and changeup, right? Well, fastball, his WOBA drops about 20 points. Against the slider, his WOBA drops almost 80 points. So I like the spot for both those pitches. That WOBA and that slider and the fastball are going to almost combine for nearly 75, actually over 75% of Rodon's pitching. So Teoscar Hernandez, I don't think he's going to have the best of luck now. If he has one swing of the bat that's going to crush it, then sure, you probably have a double with an RBI or something. But for minus 130 odds, I like the spot here as well. And guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. No need to keep an eye on the pinned comment other than obviously the sleeper link. These are the plays. We are traveling for a wedding right now, so we're not going to add anything. If we do, I will put it in the pinned comment, but I highly doubt it. This is one game we've already looked at through and through. So yeah, keep an eye on the pinned comment or don't. But either way, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You made it this far in the video, comment 7. That is a lucky number. I'm feeling a nice little win tonight. At least give me 2 and 1. Again, half unit on the Nerfy and then a quarter unit on each of the player props. But that's all I got for you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.